Ngoja, takusha. Well, good evening, good people. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's an amazing evening, not cold like it was. And today I'm joined here by Brian Gishora, but I'll allow me to introduce himself a little bit later on. Right now, allow me to pray. Uh, thank you, Lord, for having us here. Thank you for giving us the energy to be here and to discuss this. I pray that this is going to be an engaging discussion and we are going to learn from each other. And yeah, it's going to be fruitful. So, amen. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, everyone, for joining. Naona kuna watu live. So, if you've joined in, let me know where you're watching from. Najua watu wengi walitravel makwao.
Sai watu wako Ocha mzee.
Watu walienda Ocha.
So watu sasa ndio wanarudi wako
Yeah.
matatu.
So let us know where you're watching from. And I'm joined here by Brian Gishora. Let me give him a minute just to introduce himself kidogo so that we can go on as well.
Sawa. So my name is Brian Gishora. I am a serverite. That means a lot. But anyway, I am a trained builder.
Yeah.
I've worked in the construction industry for six years, but now I'm in real estate since beer. So yeah, that's been my career. And I know Sam on a personal level.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. And yeah, it's great to be here.
Yes.
Be here with you guys.
He's a personal friend of mine, as you've heard, and I asked him to come into this video, this live stream today, which we are talking about the things we wish he knew. Yeah, when we started investing, the things we wish you knew when we started investing. But before we dive deep into that, remember, let me know where you're watching from. I can see the comments starting to come in. Please drop your comment and the fire emoji. Let me know where you're watching from so that we can go on. But before that, as you know, our team is in the diaspora, and it's been there for around 4 weeks. This being the last week that they're going to be there, and the response that we've gotten from you guys is amazing. And our founder made a video, for that. So you can watch it here.
Hello people, this is to all the Kenyans ambao mko Uingereza. It's a real joy to address you today. Our team has been there for the last week and a half, and the reception you have given them is absolutely fantastic. And I really must thank you, everybody who is in the UK, all those who are investors, those who are yet to be investors, the people who have heard about us, and the ones who are hearing about us now. It's really wonderful. You've really been great. We have about 1,600 investors in TSAVO. About 500 are in the diaspora, in the UK, in the US, and other parts of the country, of the world. And it's really amazing. And I'll be very brief. We know you have gone out there. You've left home to go and work so that you can make home a better place. And when you send us your money, our responsibility is simple, and it is one: to deliver. So far, every person in the diaspora who has invested with us, we have delivered, and we intend to deliver again and again. And we thank you for the support that you have given us. Our dedication is to make sure that you never ever regret a decision to invest back home. We want you to have faith in this country as we have faith in this country. And the only thing we can do is to deliver. We realize that the niche in this market, what is lacking in this market, is not real estate. It is integrity. And that is the one thing that we intend to put front and center to make sure that we deliver. We want to deliver quality, we want to deliver on time, and we want to deliver affordably. So all the very best as you work really hard in a foreign land. We want that by the time you are ready to come back home, you have passive income. You have passive income that you don't need to work again. You have passive income that enables you to become financially independent. So thank you very much, and God bless you.
I'm Charo, talking to you guys there in the diaspora, and we really appreciate the support and the overwhelming response of the team that has been there, that has received. So yeah, thank you so much. Let me read a few comments of the people who've joined in. Please drop your Drop your name in the comment section and let me know where you're watching from so that we can engage. These sessions are not successful if we do not engage. So I can see Rukia is watching from Kitale. Let me also allow here my co-hosts to also read some of the comments
for the day.
Yeah.
Agnes Wanjiro, watching from the slopes of Mount Kenya. Pia mimi ni mtu wa Nanyuki.
Yeah,
si ndio?
somebody else from the slopes of Mount Kenya. Yeah. There's also another one, Eugene from Munich. Thank you so much, Eugene, for watching. Eugene is a regular. I can also see our. We also have other people who have joined in. There's Steve and Dean. Yeah. So for Steve and Dean, I don't know if you guys can hear us. Please, if you can unmute and probably say hi. They're joining us from the other side of the world, connected in live.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, hi
I
Dean.
didn't.
Thank you for joining in. Do go intro of yourself.
Oh wow. Where do I start? Dean, real estate
Yeah.
investor, but mostly curious about new models of rental and building value.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Dean. I will dive deep into who's Dean and what's his investment journey later on. I can see a lot of you are dropping your comments. Remember, we're on the journey to 3,000 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, yeah, tafadhali, we are currently at 2,600, somewhere there. So if you haven't subscribed, please. Before we started our investment journey. Yeah, the things we wish you knew before we started our investment journey. And the people we have here today in this session, Kishora here live with us, Dean also joining us through the Mitandao, and also Steve, if you'll be able to catch up with us. The topic is how to what are those things? What can we learn from Kishora? What can we learn from Dean from their investment journeys? Yeah, and I believe in the power of knowledge, in the power of learning from each other because that's where a lot of knowledge comes from. Yeah, so I'm going to ask. They've already introduced themselves. I'm going to ask them a couple of questions, but let me ask Gishora, followed by Dean. So Dean, be ready, and also Steve, if you're out there. When did you start the investment journey?
I actually started mine quite early because I grew up in like when I grew up, I could see like there's some people who are doing well. Then there's this, and then you get to learn. I also think my parents let me know
Yeah.
how different investments. Like, I actually knew how much our piece of land in which I grew up in was bought for, and I knew the market value of it
From a
too.
kid.
Yes,
Okay.
they taught me when I was like in high school. That's when they told me, you know what? If we actually wanted, we should have bought 2 plots. It's only that we did not want to buy them, yet we could have afforded to do it back then. And now looking at the value of the land that we were sitting on, they could not afford the adjacent plot at
Yeah,
that time.
yeah.
So I got to know that. And my very, very first investment I got was a gift. It was
A gift.
not a gift. I was given money. It was after KCSE. Mini chopi manze. So I was given when my KCSE results came out. I went and one of my uncles he said, "Oh, you know what? You did well. Go look for a pair of jeans. Tell me how much 2 pairs cost." So Mimi, I went to Mr. Price. Sindio, si utangali, you'll go for the most expensive
Yeah,
ones. At
yeah,
that
yeah,
time, I
yeah.
tried to Levi's na nini. I went to Mr. Price, niko na 2.5. So I went back and said, oh, one pair of jeans is 2.5. So I looked back, but even if I got that 5K, I really do not have anything that I want to
Yeah,
buy at
yeah,
5K.
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't get a phone that I want. Hata
Yes, yes,
haijafika
yes,
bei
yes,
ya Ideos.
yes, yes, yes.
Na ukinipea, there's really nothing much. So I went and told him, you know what, keep that money. I will come for it when I need it. If I have something that I feel naweza fanya kitu nayo,
Yeah, yeah.
I will come for it. So to date, he's one of those people that I call. I talk to him if I
Yes,
want to
yes,
make
yes,
some
yes,
serious decisions. And he said, oh, really? Oh, that's very responsible of you. You know what? I'm going to double it.
You're kidding.
Eh,
So that's how your investment journey sort of began. That
yes.
was the initial capital
Yes.
of you.
Yeah. So I was given 10. But he didn't give me 10. He told me, go find something that you want to do, then I will give you 10 if it's something. So yeah, then there was an IPO.
Yeah,
I went and bought 10K, nikasahau hiyo story.
you're kidding.
Eh,
You bought shares.
yeah, I bought shares.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's how Kishore started his journey. I'd like to hear Dean's side. Dean, how did you start your investment journey?
Um, awesome. Hope you can hear me.
Yeah, yeah, we can.
Wow, my first investment. So my first investment was a business. I took a bit of savings, and I was one of those kids in primary school and high school who would always sell biscuits, sweets, and so on. And I think really early on, I learned how to make money and how to lose money at the same time. Because the business was going okay. You'd make, if I recall, about 15, 20, 30% profit. The problem was the friends. Your friends would come and say, today I don't have money, give
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
or tomorrow I'll pay you, or I'm going for midterm, and etc. etc. And I think what that did for me is super early on, before I knew what taxes were or what that money is actually just invented out of thin air. I already knew that money was scarce and valuable, right? And then, of course, quickly I learned that money can be the source of a few awkward conversations. So, from a very young age, I was familiar with that. And these days, I've, of course, gotten into a lot of the other investment assets like land and crypto and all these interesting things. But I think those lessons have always carried forward, where I'm super careful with money, I'm careful with who I get into business with, and my customers, of course, and so on.
Okay, okay, awesome, awesome. Thank you for that. You actually answering some of the next questions that I had. So let me just ask them right away. So right now, what have you invested in? What does your portfolio look like? What have you invested in right now? I don't know if Swahid is there. We might probably try to add him to the scene. Steve, is Steve there? Okay. Yeah, we had another guest joining live, but I don't know. Hi, hello, Steve. Oh, Steve is there. Steve is there. Ah, sorry, sorry. I don't know if you've caught up with where we are at already.
Yeah, I'm listening and I'm like, whoa, I think I'm in the wrong forum. These people are
What
really
do you mean
giving
wrong
their
forum?
cash, man.
Yeah, thank you so much, Steve, for joining in. Steve is one of our avid watchers, always on our live streams. His name on YouTube is Swahib. You'll also tell us where that name came from. But you can introduce yourself, Kidogo, what you do, then when did you start your investment journey? Just when? When did it begin?
Okay, my name actually is Steve Mwangi, and Swahili is a Swahili name for a friend. I got that when I used to live in Mombasa a while back. So I just added 18. I don't know where the 18 came from. Wow.
Mm.
You're asking when I started the investment journey, right?
Hello? Yes,
Can you hear
yes.
me?
When you started investing.
The investment that is working or investment that any
Any,
investment.
your first time putting your money aside to make it work for you.
Well, me and my money have been on has have been through things. Let me say that we've tried many things and they have failed. We did the quail business. I said that a long time ago, and that time I was sure, oh, this is the Pomoka they're talking about nowadays. That failed. I've tried business like import and export, and that failed too. So, but the one that I can say is working now is the Savo one. Maybe to get that there on. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Sahib. You also didn't let us know what you do, so that the audience can get to know you.
Whoa. Okay. I'm in logistics business. In Kikuyu they call it kuwa, kubeba, and I'm from
Yeah,
Muranga. Yes,
awesome, awesome. Thank you. You're from
Muranga, Muranga.
Moranga, Moranga. Thank you so much. Yeah, so even for you guys watching us on YouTube, when did you begin? I can see here Finn says small beginning and it's clapping for you guys. So when did you guys begin your investment journeys? Yeah. What was that first thing that you put your money on? Yeah. So now on to the next question. Let me start with Gishora here. Naona amenamaza sana. So far, what have you invested in till date?
To date, it's shares. This was our NSE. Those things really, they didn't take me very well.
Yeah. You're kidding.
Not exactly, because I did not. The good thing was that I invested early, so I didn't have a lot of money to put in. So even with it, they didn't grow as much. You know, when you start in, you're expecting some crazy results. No, I didn't lose my money. I'm not saying I lost my money, but I didn't really get a very. I didn't get a good. They didn't really give me a lot of money on top of it. Then there is shares. There's a circle.
Sako shares.
Sacco shares.
Okay.
I use those because for loans. You see, with SACCOs, I don't know about all of them, but if you have a certain shareholding, you can get up to 3 times your savings, and as without collateral, you just need people to co-sign on it.
Yes.
So with those ones, I've been able to raise money in times when I need to raise money, and I still get dividends. Very, very healthy ones.
Yeah.
Very good.
Interesting.
Very healthy ones.
Also, how many of you guys earn from Sakos as well? You can let us know.
Very good dividends. January, anajuanga sababu hapo katikati ya mwezi,
Yeah.
something nice is coming in.
Yeah.
Alafu real estate. So with real estate, that's where most of my money is.
Yeah.
And it's good. It was the heaviest, because with real estate you need a huge amount of money. So that was very taxing on me. But after getting to a point where you're like, okay, now I'm done with this particular investment, it feels nice, and it's a flex. It is.
True,
Yeah.
it is.
And on top of that, having a business, even just having a registered company,
Yes.
that thing is very important.
It's an investment.
It's an investment, yeah.
Awesome. So that's what Gishora's portfolio looks like. He began with shares.
Yes.
Immediately after high school. Yani, immediately after the things I was doing back then anyway. So he began with shares. It was a gift apparently from his uncle, and then right now he still has shares. Invested in a SACCO, saves in a SACCO, gets the dividends. Also, he has invested in real estate, and also he runs a business as well. Yeah. So that's what Gishora is up to. What about Dim? Dim, I hope you can still hear us. What have you invested in?
Yes. Sorry, what was the question? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, okay, sure. I've done. Let me start off with the riskiest. So I've done a bit of crypto. I've done a bit of land. I've done a bit of fixed deposit. What else? I've also invested in some businesses, and then of course shares. So I'm a bit spread out. I try to hedge my risk, not really because of the money, but because of understanding and learning how money operates and how the economy works. Yeah. It's small amounts all over.
Okay, okay. From the comments here, I see Finn says, Pale Campus, lots of business ideas, fresh juices, and pudding. Let me see. Back then, the businesses wasn't common as it is now. All my help was swimming to business, and he thanks God. They thank God that it did. Yeah. So please let us know where have you guys invested in right now? Yeah, we are getting to the juicy part, the juicy, the fresh juices that Finn has invested in. Steve, if you can still hear me, what have you currently invested in right now so far? Where have you staked your money in? Hello, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Currently, I can only say I'm invested in TSAVO only. I'm in that school of thought with Mr.
Yes.
Mcharo. Invest on what you understand. And crypto, all that, I do not understand. So I need a lesson from your guests. But so far, I'm only in TSAVO,
Yeah.
and I'm thankful.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. We'll get to learn. We'll get to learn from Dean here today. Of course, all of us start somewhere. Dean definitely done quite a lot. Talking about myself, I've also just invested in real estate. Have I invested anywhere else really? No.
That's it.
That's it. For me, it's purely real estate.
Eh.
Kishore knows we've had a lot of conversation on crypto, a lot of
Eh.
conversation on blockchain.
Did you buy?
No, I never. Never
Ah.
bought. We're going to have a fight after this because we had really had conversation on this. So the next question now. The next question. Let me start with Kishore again. Um, uh, Now over the years you've invested in shares, you've invested in put some money in a circle. What are the things you wish you knew, yeah, that would have given you an edge? Yeah, what are the things you wish you knew that would have given you an edge
Yeah.
right now, so that now people like myself, Steve, and Finn, Georgine, who are on the comment section, can learn from that as well.
Yeah, and myself too. I have to
Yeah.
remind myself these things.
Exactly.
So I think the one thing that I remember, I really wish I had put it, because we know these things, but we just don't practice them, is number one, investment is more than just money. Like whenever we're talking about investing, you look at yourself, okay, so this is what I have. Like that time I had 10K. That I was not expecting. That is fine. But how easy was it for me to get that 10 Gs? That was really hard. But I had time. I had time, which I don't even remember what I was doing. After that was after high school.
Yeah, yeah.
There wasn't much that I was doing, and also during campus, because there was a period between which I didn't get any money.
Yes, yes, yes.
I was living hand to mouth in a pocket money na nini. There were some opportunities that came to me that I missed out on. Like I
Like
did
fresh juices here that Finn invested in.
not even the financial part.
Yeah, yeah.
We had this thing, ilikuwa inaitwa Isaac.
Yes, yes, yes. If you
And,
know Isaac, let us know.
and my roommate, you know him.
Yes, yes, yes.
Hure.
Huria, yes.
Yes, yeah, he used to go for those things, and then they would interact with people from different countries, and they had an exchange program. You could go to any country you wanted, and it was easy
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you to do
yeah.
it. And I never took any initiative to try it. I was just nah, it's fine.
yeah,
Kitu.
yeah.
See, I'm doing well in school. If I go home, I have some two things I'll do and make a few bucks.
Yes.
That's it. Friday, niko place flani, I will not mention. No. So, and after that, after I started earning money and investing, then it hits me that I want to try and travel. And I can't because I don't have time and the money is not enough. And I could have done it back then. That is one thing. And also learning. There's so many things I could have learned. I could have taken in so many skills that could be paying me now. No. And I didn't take up those opportunities. That's the first thing. Should I go on?
I hope you guys are taking notes. I hope you guys are taking notes. We can, before you go to your second one, I believe you have a couple. We can ask Kina Dino, so just to give us one as we can rotate so that we don't keep you guys idle on that other end as well. Dean? Yeah, what you wish you knew. Yes.
So I was a bit fortunate in that I was able, in I think all the investments, to start with a really tiny amount. So he's mentioned 10K. I think my first investment was like 300 bob, the business. Things like crypto, even land. I started off with like 1,000 bob, 2,000, 5,000 etc. Um, so what I wish is I'd started that much earlier, because in my late teens I thought, this is too little money. Let's have a bit of fun with it, and we'll save once we start earning a significant amount. And I wish I'd started even with a tiny amount really early. And the most important thing I learned about amounts is that early on it's more about the habit. It's not really about the money. It's about building that understanding, that discipline, that familiarity with investments. And then over time, once you earn more, once you're able to leverage more, you're able to invest a lot more. And I think I really wish I'd started much earlier with especially very tiny amounts, like 100 bob, 500 bob, 1,000 bob, and learned as I went along, versus starting a bit later, which is what happened with traditional investing.
I'll say mine, Gishara will also go on to his. Sorry, I didn't get that, Steve.
Because you can hear me.
You can repeat the same. I didn't get that.
Panapo riziki, hapakosi mnafiki. You got it.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yes,
Oh,
yes.
simply put, like, okay, whenever there's money, there has to be a hypocrite, because all the investments that I tried before were brought down by friends, or frenemies, or whatever they're called. So I wish I had people who I could trust that time, and I wish I had the information that I have now and the trust that I have in, especially Sabo now. Yep.
Wow, that's deep. I didn't imagine that would be something that somebody wish they had people they could trust. That's a deep one. For me, to begin my investment journey, I procrastinated a lot. What I wish I did was I just started earlier because I procrastinated trying to look at which is the best place my money could work for me, and I lost a lot of money because I didn't put it anywhere. I said, let me just learn. Yeah, let me just learn. So I lost almost a whole year plus of investments when I'm just lying to myself. Let me look at crypto. What does crypto look like?
Research.
Let me research.
Let me
Let me
research.
research. Yeah. So that's what I wish I do. I can see here there is Jabi who says that they wish they knew that this power of reinvestment, not seeing dividends. Uh, were for eating then, when now I could be enjoying the fruit through where you could be reinvesting. I think reinvesting comes with the power of compounding. Once you start earning passively from your investments, the biggest thing you need to do is reinvest that passive income. You're still earning an income, so don't start enjoying those fruits that very early on. Those dividends, Rudisha, yeah, let them buy you more shares, yeah, let them get you more investments, and then once it gets time for you to start earning from your investments, I think you'll be at a very, very, very nice place. And this is knowledge we are learning right now and continuously. And I hope you guys are learning. Kishora said he wishes he learned more skills, yeah, that he could leverage on to earn more money. Dean says he would have just started earlier. He thought he had kidogo money. So you out there who thinks you have kidogo money,
No,
just be careful.
nothing is too small.
Nothing is
Start
too
with
small.
that one. Kwanzaa, it's always better because if you're starting, there's a high risk of you not investing in the right things.
Yes, yes, yes.
So if you have small money,
Yeah.
so if that thing doesn't go the way you want,
Exactly.
you haven't lost as much and you've learned. Hey,
School fees.
hey.
You've actually paid school fees, yeah. And Steve says he wishes he had people he could trust, because most of his investments earlier on were brought down by people close to him. Yeah, I think Steve, you're teaching us a lot here. So if you're doing things with people right now, if you're starting businesses with people right now, yeah, learn from Steve's lesson. He's already learned that on your behalf. He's already learned that on your behalf. So do it with people you can trust. Yeah, do it with people you can trust. Sawa sawa. So Kishora, second thing you wish you.
Second thing is, it's close to what we were talking about starting early and all.
Yeah.
You do not have to have it figured out from the start. Start, alafu go figuring it out along the way. Because once you start, you'll get to a point when you think that I cannot lose this.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, there's a point maybe you're going through some turbulence financial and you think I cannot do this, I cannot lose this, and you will even go and borrow money. It's going to be embarrassing, but if that's what it takes, you'll go borrow money, go put it where it needs to be, pay off that debt pole pole and owe that person a favor, but at the end of it you've gotten where you wanted to be.
Yeah, yeah.
You do not have, and that's our worst case scenario. Most of the times you'll start, go ahead, and then, oh, this is how I do it. Maybe even if you're committing a certain chunk of your income to investing in something,
Yes, yes.
and you end up downgrading on your lifestyle, because of that downgrade, you'll realize that, hey, no, I can't live like this. You'll find other ways to make money. You'll find other ways to make money to top up for that you can live comfortably,
Yes, yes, yes,
while
yes,
at the same time investing, as opposed to sitting with that income and thinking,
Yes,
if
yes,
I
yes.
go ahead and do this, then I will not manage to live. No, you will. Humans do that. That is what we do. We find ways to make things work for us.
Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. Oh, that's deep. That's deep. I hope you guys are learning. And Dean and Steve, you guys can jump in whenever. Don't wait for me to call you out. If you can see something you can relate with whatever any one of us is talking, just to jump in as we go on. I know you for a guy who lives lean. Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
see. No watch. No, but I want a watch.
You want a watch?
Yeah, and I have an iPhone now.
I know Gishara for a guy who lives lean, and he's pushed it very far to very. Some of us found it very hard to put it, and you've said something to do with, which I think is one thing that I also learned from you. Um, once you started putting aside some amount or some percentage of your income somewhere, don't just stay there and get comfortable with that same amount of income. Increase it so that you can still spread it across both bits.
Yeah.
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 Can you expound further on that, and how did you come to realize that you actually need to do that?
So in terms of how my journey went, was you finish uni, you get a job. The job pays you enough. I was living at home for a while intentionally,
Yeah.
so that I could save money and have money, and if I'm moving out, I don't have to struggle. So I lived there, and then I had Nini. I did some small investments. Then I moved out. Then you get to that point where Nini, I invested. So, wait, what was the question? If when I got to now, you get to a point when you realize that I am investing in this, and this is good, and it's going to be at this point in this year. But I want more. You know, I want more of this. This is good. I want more of this. And as much as you want to live lean, you still want to live a good life.
Yes, exactly.
There's that, you know, that Uber, that was that Friday night Uber, and if you want to go to town,
Yes.
to take apana. So and once you do it, it becomes nature to you.
True. Thank you. I hope you guys are learning. Yeah, I hope you guys are learning. I see here Georgine says she wishes she knew the importance of consistency and discipline.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Can you comment on that, Dean, as you tell us the other thing that you wish you knew?
About Bitcoin in 2009. I think my life will be very different right now. Be on a beach somewhere.
I have an answer to this.
But on a serious note,
I have an answer to it.
I think a lot of it is hindsight, right? Like there's a lot of opportunities. Like for example, as Gishara mentioned with the land, like over time you realize, oh, this could have been much more valuable if I double down and etc. I wish, similar to what you said, I wish I'd spent a bit more time and energy around um, what I was thinking about studying and doing when in university. Because I think we see a lot of new things popping up every day. There's entertainment, there's real estate, there's tech, and so on. And in the grand scheme of things, the hope is eventually to get to a good point. But there's nothing as good, I think, as being in the right career, growing career, because you can at least have a bit more capital to invest in, right? So either two things, both of them education. One, studying the right things, and then or learning more about investing much earlier on. Not only the putting in money, but also understanding what investments are.
Dean? Okay. We can move on to Swahib. Steve, I keep calling you Swahib, sorry. Steve, what's the other thing? I know you're a man of few words, but Najo is because more lessons for us to learn. The first one was heavy. The first one was heavy. Steve? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, maybe what I can say is even as much as we invest, we don't forget to live now because we are investing for the future. We might invest so much for the future and forget we have a life to live now.
I think
Also, there was a
that's
question.
pretty.
Also, there was
Yeah,
a
you can
question
go on.
on the chat for your guest to
Yes.
recommend the best circle and something about investments in the circle too to recommend like because there are so many circles in Kenya especially, and some of them are going belly up even after people investing. Would he would he be having one in mind that he would recommend?
I think Gishora, since he's invested in Asako, I'm sure he did his search, he did his due diligence, and he also has a reason why he chose.
Why I
Yeah,
chose the one,
why?
yeah.
Yeah. So, and he also wanted to answer another question here from Finn. So, I think thank you, Steve, for that answer. As much as you invest for the future, you also have a life to live now. Those are his words. Yeah. So that's the question around circles. Yeah.
Circles, yeah. It's very hard to. I will not, for the purposes of this conversation, I will not recommend any circle. Yeah, I will not recommend any circle. You have to do your own due diligence. I will tell you why I went for the circle that I went for. I went for that circle because my mom is on that circle. So, and I had seen her work with it. I had seen her getting loans. I knew that if I wanted a loan, I could go to her and tell her, please go tell your friends to sign for me. And they will sign, oh, your son wants a loan. And it was easy for me. The dividends are a bonus for me, but I went for the loans. I went for the loans. Another thing that I recommend, okay, if I'm to recommend a SACCO, go for a SACCO where the members are salaried people, especially government employees, because their loans their salaries, if they have a loan, SACCOs will go down because people are not paying loans. So what happens if someone takes a loan from a SACCO, they have to sign that their money passes through that SACCO. So as long as the government is paying its employees, or a big company, we know that it's very highly unlikely that it goes down. Those loans will keep getting paid off. So the SACCO stays stable. That's that's my take on it. A SACCO that you have people in already, or if you don't have people, in a SACCO, you can get a group of friends, like 5 of you. You all join the same SACCO so that you can be co-signing on each other's loans. That's one. And also, what's the source of money that comes into the SACCO? Salaried people, safe bet.
I've never thought about that bit of the salaried people being in that circle. I think that was Georgine's question. Hope you're getting answered there. I have another question here. Since Dean mentioned he's invested in where was this? In some fixed deposits. Yeah, I don't know if you have any experiences. Yeah, we have a question on let me just get that question. Any experiences with treasury bonds, T-bills, microfinance appreciated? I don't know. I don't know, Dean, if you have any. I know you're a well-knowledge man. I don't know if you have any experience and probably something to add on that.
Um, so I think it's important for me to clarify that um, I think one has to divide up their risk and appetite and what your investment is for. So, for example, there are some high risk, potentially high return investments, like let's say crypto and so on, that you can put in a bit of money that you're completely okay to lose, right? And the hope is that you're able to really multiply your money, yes? And you, I think, set aside a time frame to that investment. So it could be 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, etc. And then it's always good, even as you invest, to set aside your own personal rainy day fund. And for me, that's mostly what I do with things like fixed deposit, treasury bonds, and treasury bills, where you sort of have your rainy day fund, but it's still making you a bit of money. Especially bonds can sometimes take a bit of time to withdraw, but fixed deposit is generally fairly quick. So you ascribe your risk level and the purpose of your investment to different investments. Because a big challenge with investing is liquidity. There are a lot of, especially around COVID, there are a lot of millionaires who got broke. Why? Because a lot of their wealth was in land, was in a lot of really illiquid assets. And like for example, the opportunities like TSAVO, the opportunities like stocks, fixed deposit, etc., where you do earn a certain amount of interest, let's say every month, every quarter, every year, which is a really good position to be in. So try to divide up, which is why I'm so diversified. It's because every investment has a specific purpose and a specific liquidity expectation. Like I know, for example, we will suffer in crypto. We will suffer and suffer and suffer for years. The prices will go down forever. But it is okay because I anticipated that, and the liquidity provision for that was that it will take a long time, right? However, if I start suffering with a fixed deposit, I'd be very scared and concerned because the purpose for that is when or if there's an emergency, you're able to access quickly.
Exactly. Thank you for that, Dean. Every investment has a purpose. So when you choose a certain sort of investment, I think there's one of the webinars we did, and we were advising people, as you look for something to invest, you look at the features of that asset. Is it liquid? Does it have income? Does it appreciate? Yeah, and wherever you invest in, if its purpose is to generate for you income in the long term, you know how you're going to handle that investment. If
Yeah.
its purpose is to generate for you income right now, or if it's rainy day money, like Dean has mentioned, you need it to be easily liquid. Yeah, you can get it as fast as you need, because rainy days, you never know when they do come.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you add something on that, you can also tell us the other thing you wish you knew.
The other thing I wish I knew, listen to yourself. It's sometimes we'll go listen to people that, or you can always go ask for advice, but always make your own decision. This comes from a personal experience. When I was in uni doing had a branding business, but it wasn't a business. I wasn't registered. I wasn't doing this. I was just branding some hoodies for people in any graphic design. So as I was clearing school, I had enough money to register my company and all that. And I went to someone who I really value their input.
Yeah.
And they told me, no, don't. Right now you're starting your career.
Yes,
You should focus on that. Don't do that, because this business will distract you from this. And I didn't do it well. I knew I was going to get a job.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
so
you didn't
I
register.
didn't register it.
Yeah.
But within that time, like after not doing that, I lost out on deals that would have made me enough money to recoup just the cost of registering the company.
Yeah.
Just from the profits, like two deals that I missed out on, I could have recouped that money. So even if I didn't go ahead with the business, I'd have still made some money.
Yes.
But who knows what the potential of that business would have been if I stayed with it. So that's a regret that I have, and that's what I took for myself, that I can always ask for advice, but I'm still going to make my own decision.
Exactly.
And if it goes wrong, I'll live with it. No one will dump me,
was your
because
choice.
it was my choice.
Yeah.
And I'll live with it, and I'll say I messed up, and this is the lesson that I have learned. Yeah.
One of the books we read, Seven Habits, says you're a product of your choices.
Yes.
You're a product of your choices. And when you let other people influence some of the choices that you do make, and probably you don't have your money in your own circle of influence, yeah, like people who peer pressure gets into them, yeah, people who find themselves out every Friday night just because they got that phone call, yeah, uko wapi?
Uko.
Yeah, uko wapi? So yeah, we have a lot to learn from each other here. Let me go back to you, Swahib. I don't know. Do you have some more insights for us, Steve? Do you have some more insight for us as we go on? I can see you have a couple of questions here. You can just read them out, and then you can see if any of us has the answer. So if Dean or Gishore, you have an answer for these questions, you can let us know. Steve.
How do they go about researching them? Like, who do you ask? Is this circle by government employees, or is it by church workers or stuff like that? Then the second one, I said maybe he can recommend his circle, and then you Charlo, you ask them for something for advertising for free. Um,
I wish they would. I'm going to show this
yeah.
video to because I know one of the directors
You
of the
do.
circle. Eh, so I'll start. Can I go ahead?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah. The other thing I
the
wanted to
circle that I
say is,
use,
sorry,
Unison Circle. It's a circle.
unit. Oh,
Just go on, Steve.
okay. The only thing I wanted to mention is there's nothing like get rich quick investment. I learned that investment takes patience and a lot of it, because most of the projects that have gone belly up on my side are the ones like, oh, in something in Kikuyu we call, they say growth maguta maguta, meaning these hard plots and everything, and then you go invest, and then when you go to see the plot, you find it's in a rocky place, and you can't even plant nothing there. So investment takes time, patience, and that's what a lot of us need, because we want to see our portfolio looking like your guests tomorrow night, but it has taken them time before they got there. Yeah, that's what I gotta say.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
Wow, wow. That's nice. That is Steve. You have deep ones.
Unajua, people from coast
Yeah.
wanakonga na some wisdom fulani yenye, that's why you see wanakonga wamechill too,
Very easy.
because they know are good.
That's one from you, Steve. Thank you for that. So investment takes patience. Yeah.
Yes.
Investments takes time, and it takes patience. I think if I can add something from my end here, uh, I think the biggest thing, if you haven't begun the investment journey, is with the very first few investments, let them be about building the discipline. Like I think Georgine or Finn here said, um, let them be about building that discipline. Because you see, creating a habit of investing is not easy. Yeah, as much as probably you won't get the most returns out of it, but get out of there with a habit. Because one of the things that I've learned investments or this investment lifestyle will do to you, it will change your life. It will change who you actually are. Yeah, you'll stop taking those excess Ubers. Yeah, you'll have to change your lifestyle, and this will need to change who you actually are. So build that discipline. Yeah, build that discipline with the first few investments that you begin with. Let them be about building your investment discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it can be about depositing a certain amount of money somewhere, let them be about that. Yeah, let them be about depositing that certain amount of money somewhere. I can see we are quickly running out of time as I go on. But Eugene here says very insightful session, learning a lot. Dean, Swahib, and Gishara here. Thank you so much. People are
Sindio.
learning.
Yeah, Sindio, I love to see
people,
that.
people, people are learning. People are learning. Thank you, Eugene. She's also asking for companies any good tax advisors who can advise on loopholes or legally evading taxes. Taxes in 254 is
Right.
high, no lie.
True.
Taxes are
True.
a huge thing. But then let me tell you something about that. We did a webinar. I'm not sure if it's last week. No, last week but one. And we had one of our tax consultants here. Yeah, she's a tax lawyer. Please go and watch it. Yeah, it's about just. I think the title was taxes made easier. Yeah, and her contacts were there. So please go and watch it. Get something to learn out of that, and also get in touch with her. Yeah. Her name is Koi. I think she's also in the live stream here. Koi, if you're here, please just comment down below with your contacts if you're still in. But her contacts are on the live stream that you did with her. Yeah, as we go on, I don't know if you have. We can each say parting word of advice that you will tell yourself back then, and then we can come to a close as well.
Okay. I'll go first. Investment is a journey.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a journey. It's not without. I don't even think there's a destination. Speaking for myself, I don't think there's a point where I'll reach and say I am done investing and I'm going to eat from these investments. No, I don't even think I want to retire.
Yeah,
I just might take it a little bit less, or
yes.
do a lot more cycling around the world. But
He's a cycler. But this guy has cycled.
a cyclist.
So,
Anyway, imefanya hivi. But yeah, it's a journey, and there's once you start doing it, you start enjoying doing it. You don't feel as though, oh, I am sacrificing this to get. Nah, you just feel like, oh, I'm getting another one. Hey, nice. Hey.
It's a journey.
It's a journey, and enjoy it.
You should enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. Thank you, Gishara. Dean, some final words.
Start as young as you can. Don't be too afraid about losing money. Be afraid to not learn. As much as possible, take the burden of education on yourself. Learn whatever it is you're investing in, and hopefully that will pay you dividends not only now but in future. Not only in money but education.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Dean. Steve?
Well, for me, I would say they have really summarized very well. I would say thank you to TSAVO for restoring faith in humanity in investing, because had given up actually personally until I met TSAVO people, and I started investing, and now I'm going hard, hard, hard. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. I can see a comment here from Susan says, I would like to know how many apartments the guests have, and is it profitable to them? I think Gishora and Steve can answer that question. I'm still persuading Dean to purchase one of our one of our apartments, but he is a resident. Yeah, he already lives in one of our apartments. Yeah.
So, how many apartments do they? I'm not going to tell you how many, but I think he's made a very good job at convincing you like I have a lot of money. No, I don't. I do not have. In fact, I'll put my number in the comments. Please send M-Pesa. But is it profitable? Yes. It's not even. It's not like a profit. The fact that you know there's money coming in at the end of the month, that really saves you a headache. It's a headache that's been removed. Yeah, it's so yes, it is worth the investment. Investing is in that's why it's called investing.
That's why it's called investing. Yeah, yeah. Steve, I don't know if yours have already started giving you income. You can answer Susan's question? Yes, go on.
I'm thankful that I've been able to start. I started with the Supreme Studio, and then once I cleared that, I've started to torture my faith, and I started on a two-bedroom. I'm in the process somewhere trying to do the deposit for a two-bedroom, but I'm hopeful next year they're gonna be complete. Roy Sambu two, yeah, Roy two.
Yes.
The only investment that makes sense in Savo anyway. It's the most cute investment.
Thank you so much, Steve, for your faith in us. If I can answer also from my end, I have one that is giving me passive income. Yeah, I have one that is giving me passive income, but it's going to pay for another. I am reinvesting. I think it was Georgine or Finn who mentioned something to do with reinvesting
Yes.
their income.
Yes.
Yeah, reinvesting their income. So it's a long term investment. Like Dean said, every investment has a purpose. Yeah, I'll get to what we have on offer right now, but allow me to summarize what we've talked about today. I've taken notes. Yeah, there's a lot of lessons we've learned here today, but from Gishora, I think learn. Yeah, take if you have the opportunity to learn right now, learn. Yeah, learn. Yeah, and thank you so much, Gishora, for all of those stories. Yeah, that you've given us, and the advice as well. You also told us you don't need to have it figured out. Yeah, you don't need to have it figured out. No. thing that you're trying to build here, we want to take it even further and come up with a meetup. Yeah,
Okay.
a meetup of people like you, Gishora, like Dean and Steve, where we can still learn from each other one on one. Yeah, where we can learn from each other one on one. I don't know. Are we still live?
Oh no.
No, my phone. phone
Owning your first apartment in Nairobi has never been easier. It's simple. With zero deposit and 0% interest rate, you can pay as little as 30,000 per month for up to 5 years. Just divide the price. Owning your first apartment in Nairobi has never been easier. It's simple. With zero deposit and 0% interest rate, you can pay as little as 30,000 per month for up to 5 years. Just divide the price by the number of months you want to pay. Visit www.tsavo.ke to learn more. Owning your first apartment in Nairobi has never been easier. It's simple. With zero deposit and 0% interest rate, you can pay as little as 30,000 per month for up to 5 years. Just divide the price by the number of months you want to pay. Visit www.tsavo.ke to learn more. Owning your first apartment in Nairobi has never been easier. It's simple. With zero deposit and 0% interest rate, you can pay as little as 30,000 per month for up to 5 years. Just divide the price by the number of months you want to pay. Visit www.tsavo.ke to learn more. Owning your first apartment in Nairobi has never been easier. It's simple. With zero deposit and 0% interest rate, you can pay as little as 30,000 per month for up to 5 years. Just divide the price by the number of months you want to pay. Visit www.tsavo.ke to learn more.
Hello, people. This is to all the Kenyans ambao mko Uingereza. It's a real joy to address you today. Our team has been there for the last week and a half, and the reception you have given them is absolutely fantastic. And I really must thank you, everybody who is in the UK, all those who are investors, those who are yet to be investors, the people who have heard about us, and the ones who are hearing about us now. It's really wonderful. You've really been great. We have about 1,600 investors in TSAVO. About 500 are in the diaspora, in the UK, in the US, and other parts of the country, of the world. And it's really amazing. And I'll be very brief. We know you have gone out there, you've left home, to go and work so that you can make home a better place. And when you send us your money, our responsibility is simple, and it is one: to deliver. To deliver. So far, every person in the diaspora who has invested with us, we have delivered, and we intend to deliver again and again and again. And we thank you for the support that you have given us. Our dedication is to make sure that you never, ever regret a decision to invest back home. We want you to have faith in this country as we have faith in this country. And the only thing we can do is to deliver. We realize that the niche in this market, what is lacking in this market, is not real estate. It is integrity. And that is the one thing that we intend to put front and center to make sure that we deliver. We want to deliver quality, we want to deliver on time, and we want to deliver affordably. So all the very best as you work really, really hard in a foreign land. We want that by the time you are ready to come back home, you have passive income. You have passive income that you don't need to work again. You have passive income that enables you to become financially independent. So thank you very much, and God bless you.
Oh, good night, people. Good night. Good night, Manze. Good night. Good night.